Welcome to Fox Netball tonight. The third place Adelaide Thunderbirds take on the table-topping West Coast Fever. I'm Bianca Chatfield, and joining me in commentary is Maddie Brown and Emily Beaton. Let's take a look at the Woolworths team cards. The Thunderbirds lining up with Aiken George, Frew, then Horges is back, Taylor Williams in the centre, and then Wilson, Garrett and Sterling Humphrey rounding out that dominant defence end.
Fever, obviously a strong Fowler Nembarding goal shooter, but Olivia Wilkinson getting her first start. Alice Teague nearly in wing attack, Brown in centre, Ansys wing defence, Ariang and Haney wrapping up that defensive lineup.
So much is riding on this one. Teague kneeled. Fowler Nembard out to Brown. Wilkinson with the quick dish off, and Fowler Nembard settles us for our first. Our umpires for today's game, Bronwyn Adams and Justin Barnes.
Both teams looking into their goal shooters nice and early to get that first score on the board.
The Jamaican flair all across the court tonight. And Fowler Nembard, high release to get over the hands of Sterling Humphrey. Frew goes long to Horges. Out to Williams. There's a calmness across this whole court right now.
Yeah, I thought it would come out with a bit more frantic energy. It's a massive game for both teams in the state of their season, but just seems like laser focus from both teams on exactly what they need to do.
Brown and Taylor Williams is a matchup in the centre. That is going to be one to keep your eye on, as is Sterling Humphrey.
That release on the pass has to be a little bit higher. We know the elevation of Sterling Humphrey. Wilson will have to change that a little bit.
Wilkinson gets one over the top.
Thunderbirds.
Straight away, she's into the game early on the scoreboard. Wilson, double playing, helping out in attack. Horges out, Frew takes the drive along the base, gets the contact call against Sunday Ariang. There's the Thunderbirds coach, Tanya Obst. We don't want to harp on last week too much, but she was very disappointed in what her side delivered against the Firebirds.
She even said it was the way that they lost the game. Just their second efforts, not being able to go multiple times. They pride themselves on that effort, so expect them to come out and rectify that today.
One thing I think that's going to help the Thunderbirds today, guys, is this crowd. I think if it's a tight one, the Thunderbirds will be able to get ahead with this 8th player.
Beside the goal shooter, goalkeeper.
And don't forget, the grand final, no matter what, no matter who's in it, will be right here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, and no doubt with this crowd right here. And our first turnover, we're going goal for goal. Wilkinson throws it over the sideline, and the Thunderbirds get a chance to go ahead. Horges sits back.
Horges off the top spoke about conversion on these gained possessions. This is an element of their game they believe that will help them go to beating the Fever.
Aiken George gets that stat off in the right way. Through quick to Horges. Dehaney's watching. Katie Ann Dehaney had the best game I've seen her play in round 6 against Aiken George. We spoke about the Jamaicans down the other end of the court, but Aiken George and Katie Ann Dehaney have had plenty of experience training against each other. A flat one to Fowler Nembard. She snatches it in. Straight away, she's under the post. Fever coach Dan Ryan. Aiken George drops it to Horges, straight back, eyes down from Dehaney.
Already you just see the connection in that attack end. So strong with Horges back in the mix. She's so reliable with the ball. She creates so much of their play, but also allows the players around them to just focus on what their job is.
Ariang to Teague Neal. Teague Neal tries to scoop it underneath. Quick release to Wilkinson and a quick release to Shot. Thunderbirds out by 1. 100% shooting from the West Coast Fever.
Advantage offside wing.
Aitken George standing on her own in front.
Contact.
The Fever defence don't want to take that front position from her, protecting the back space, but Aitken George still straight to the post.
Interesting, because you want to push her away from the post because she's so lethal close to it.
Quick centre pass from the Fever and they finish it.
Thunderbirds.
Oh, Aitken George, she flicks her legs up.
Dehaney hasn't just quite got her timing right on those pocket balls. She's flying, which is great. She's siding it. She's just going to have a look at the Harvey Norman replay right under the post. Excellent execution by Prue.
Brown, quick to play on. They lift it up to Fowler Nemad. Sterling Humphrey hits the ground, which helps.
Thunderbirds.
The Fever playing with such speed, both sides playing with speed.
It's really that 1 second netball. Once again, you see Dehaney. Have a look at that pocket ball. Have a look at even Ariang and Dehaney. They're just sitting split circle. Oh, nearly got that one.
Gorgeous from the top, lifts it up and over the top of Dehaney. Thunderbirds out by 2. Ariang out to Brown. Teague Neal having to do repeated efforts to find this free space.
Taken.
And Fowler Nemad with her 5th. Garrett. Gorgeous, so pivotal to this side, but Frew, she's making herself really count.
Great give and go there.
Comes up short for Frew. Somehow she gets a hand to it. Gorgeous backing up.
On the Fever centre pass here, we're seeing Olivia Wilkinson get a lot of the first phase. And Alice Teague Neal trying to keep Wilson out of the mix or keeping her busy.
As 2 wing attacks in commentary. Em, I'm going to come to you about Alice Teague Neal and Latanya Wilson. We know Wilson had the better of her in round 6. How does that play on you mentally? What do you want to do out here differently to make sure she doesn't have that same impact?
Well, it's so hard. Mads, we were talking before the game about how we would have hated to play it against Latanya Wilson. She's got the height, the elevation, the speed, the tenacity. And I think the problem is if you've got someone that's got the wood on you, if you start thinking about them too much, as we see a layup from Melda Aitken George, the confidence is back. Just finishing on that point, but if someone gets in your head, you need to focus on your own game.
Sterling Humphrey, she comes flying. Well, it's happening at both ends of the court right now for the Thunderbirds.
Fever the last few times have come down the court and elevated it. You can elevate it into that circle to that woman there, Fowler Nemad. She can take them from anywhere. But on the outside, it'd be great to just bring that short, sharp game back.
Thunderbirds sitting in front. Sterling Humphrey, not enough to take it off the hands of Fowler Nemad.
Thunderbirds.
Fowler Nemad averaging 55 goals a game. Absolutely phenomenal for the West Coast Fever. Also managed to nail 12 super shots this season already. Straight away, it's up and over the top. Aitken George. Strong positioning. That's her 9th. Ariang has to look back. Brown trying to go forward. Back they go again. Wilkinson finally finds Brown. The sharp hands of Kelsey Brown. Gets it to the post.
Had to work a lot harder to post Fever there, but really good patience to use the reset.
Williams pointing, directing play, telling Fruit,
Finds offside wing.
just stay over there. We'll go up and over the top to Aiken George again. A short miss, but the Fever are away. Teague Neal, hands over pressure from Wilson. Emma, too strong in the air. She steps in, she's smothered. And scores are even. Look at this, Teague Neal leading out Nissan net points, powered by E-Power. You can hear the Adelaide Thunderbirds crowd. They're calling out the defense, and Sterling Humphrey.
Outside with the keeper.
It's been a real attacker's game so far. She said goal for goal.
Emma, she can't sink the first one. But it's the fact she's taken the attempts have been impressive this year.
We spoke about Fever attacking on the super shot early.
Oh, Wilson! She taps it to herself. Williams picks it up. And just like that, the Thunderbirds have it in their attack end. Hodges swoops across.
Contact goalkeeper in the one.
That composure from Georgie Hodges on that long play there. You could get ahead of yourself trying to go fast, but she just runs the attack line. You can see why they missed her so much last week.
We are in the Power 5. Garrett to Hodges. Through up the middle. Again, that same drive. Hodges lands right on the top.
It's the pass and the step to go straight around. I'm sure Jess Anson should maybe move her hands, get in the way of the pass to then try and push her away from the ball.
Something you were very good at, Maddie.
Give it a go. Do a nice front cut.
Thunderbirds with the last two. Brown to Ariane. Cross they go. The Fever working hard in this middle channel. Brown wants the give and go. Gets it back to Mansters. The quick hands of Kelsey Brown. Quick hands, quick feet, and the Thunderbirds know exactly where she wants it.
That's twice Wilkinson's made that high elevation pass around near Wilson. She's got to put it on the ground, do a nice quick bounce pass.
Of course, Kelsey Brown, the shortest player on the court and the shortest player in the competition, I believe.
I think Laura Sherian's making fibs up on her height there.
Through. Just a sneaky one along the baseline from Aiken George. Already 12 goals to Aiken George's name. And an impressive start. It is a HCF tactical timeout. The West Coast Fever, they're the first ones to call a timeout this game. They are down by 3. Let's take a listen to Dan Ryan.
Ball side one for her, all right? Because the ball then has to go in the air where they fly it, and then you get monstered by the two at the top, all right? So just get that ball side little chip in and out, and then you've got yourself to play into those positions, right? That's the only adjustment we've got to make in there. The rest of it, spot on, all right? Well done, really good. Really good. Just concentrate on our last 2.5 minutes. If you're feeling it, back yourself in. Otherwise, we're just disciplined to stay in touch, right? So smart choices with it, all right? Unbelievable depth, right? Unbelievable depth. Well done. Great work. Really good. Water box. Yeah. So, gonna flood. Yeah. Water box. All right, go for ball in this one. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Well, there's Dan Ryan, a man with a plan. He knows exactly what he wants his team to do.
I love his insight. He's so direct with what he says to his players. You know, in attack, you know, only adjustment was that Wilkinson pass. Let's not put it up into the air. We know that's where they want to play. Let's chip it away. And in defence, let's watch their wall to box here to see if they can get any gained possession.
The Thunderbirds with the last 3.
It's no surprise the Thunderbirds was a very happy camp in that timeout as well. The first things Tanya Oates said, great work and great patience. How they heard anything else with this crowd, I'm not sure.
Fruit, she steadies. Takes the Thunderbirds out by 4. Another miscommunication between the Fever attackers and the Thunderbirds. Quick to pick it up.
Goal attack.
Hodges to Williams. Through with so much space. She's able to be that third feeder without much pressure on her.
She definitely hasn't been overawed by a Diamonds defender in Ariang there.
No one in the circle for the Thunderbirds. Aiken George shuffles her way back. The space is there under the post. A smart feed from Taylor Williams. She doesn't even stand on the edge of the circle to see what happens next. She's straight back into defence. Now she's caught herself and thought, hang on a minute, I better go back down there.
Thank you. We were.
Aiken George. $15 to her name. Straight away, Ansters breaks through for the centre pass. Under a minute to play in the first. Smoother play from the West Coast Fever.
Thunderbirds, release it.
Not a position or a low-scoring quarter for the Fever that we've seen at all this season.
Hodges to Williams. Aiken George again. Plenty of space for the Thunderbird shooters. And they're now out by 6. Huge first quarter from the Thunderbirds. Teague Neal. Wilkinson gets the drive. Back to Teague Neal, but Wilson hands in. 5 seconds. Fowler Nemad takes the 1. What an impressive performance it's been from the Adelaide Thunderbirds here in front of their home crowd. 5-goal lead they take into the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll have all the action right here, live and exclusive on Fox Netball. Straight away, Teague Neal rushes the line. The defence is important for the Fever. Wilson underneath the arms of Teague Neal. Over to Williams. Fruit sends it back out. Again, the big split. Takes it to the post, and it's a rejection from Dehaney. The vision from Hodges to get that ball straight to Aiken George. It's off target. And again, straight over the top. You can't do that.
No.
A replay.
Can't play it to yourself.
A missed opportunity for the Thunderbirds. Dehaney needs to get rid of it. Wilson's waiting in the wings. She flies for the ball. She flies off court. Sensational defence from Latanya Wilson. Teague Neal gets the second phase drive. There's a Harvey Norman replay of Latanya Wilson. Look at her falling over.
Thunderbirds.
Thankfully, no injuries. Through, straight across the circle. It was a flat pass, but Williams gets it back to Aiken George.
Looking hesitant on the shot on that one. She didn't even turn.
And again, Dehaney this time. Timing is out. Frew enjoys the shot without the pressure. And again, Wilson. Hands everywhere. Brown can't keep it in.
It's just the timing, I think, in the attack a little bit here for the Fever. They're either a little bit too early or they're balking the correct option. In that first few minutes, they were so good at just siding it and letting it go, just like that one. They're confident to just boot it in.
Mads, the point you made earlier is about Georgie Horges being back, allowing all the other players to just do their job. And one person doing that is Taylor Williams. She's on 58 NIS and net points. And I did speak to her last week, and she said when Georgie's on, she can just absolutely do her role.
And there, circle feeds Horges leading on 17. Anstis to Ariang. Teague Neal. Dan Ryan setting the break. If you need to reset, make sure you reset. Fallon Emmard comes out. Wilkinson to the left hand of Fallon Emmard. She steps forward.
And that was smart. That's a real clutch moment there for the Fever to work so close to the circle edge and get a really effective and efficient shot off.
Aitken George, the highest scorer on the court with 19. You don't often see that. Usually Fallon Emmard is the one leading the way.
The release from the Thunderbirds right into Aitken George, so quick. Literally touches their fingertips and it's straight in. So Dehaney's eyes are quite down. They must have been working on this knowing, you know what, let's get a quick shot off.
Got some movement on the sideline, guys. Here, looks like we've got Kranzberg about to come on.
Jordan Kranzberg missed last week, but handy to have her sister Zoe waiting there, ready to go. And Wilson again. The slick movement of Latanya Wilson.
Contact goal shooter.
A win for Katie Ann Dehaney. It's a contact call against Aitken George.
It's inside with the shooter. Advantage contact goal shooter.
This is where things get spicy.
The crowd didn't like their little Georgie Horges having a bit of bippo with Dehaney.
Oh, Brown, it's a fumble, it's a slip. Williams, that front position is open.
Contact, it's on the ball.
Now the Thunderbirds are out by 9. We've seen the changes. Kranzberg injected into the centre. Fran Williams waiting in the substitute box.
Breaking goal attack.
And it also looks like Shanice Beckford's putting on a bib as well.
Contact, we build the leg. With the keeper, inside. That's it.
Through. The connection's been building every single game this season between these two. Fran Williams on behind play, replaces Katie Ann Dehaney.
We haven't even hit the power 5 and they're already out by 10, the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
Kranzberg across to Teague Neal.
Advantage offside centre.
Beckford for her first. She gets it up high. Fallon Emmard tippy toes the baseline.
Thunderbirds.
The Fever working their hardest to keep the Thunderbirds off the circle, but they're going over the top time and time again. Teague Neal quick to Beckford.
Contact goal shooter.
And it's tapping call on Fallon Emmard.
She wasn't happy with it. Threw the ball on the ground in frustration. 10 goals the difference. Can you believe it, Maddie?
Only 3 scored this quarter for the Fever. Already halfway through it.
Aitken
Yes.
George just rolls off the
Forward,
side
keeper.
of Fran
That's it.
Williams.
Yes, it's fine.
Incredible performance from Aitken George so far, especially off the back of such a flat performance from her last week against the Firebirds. Look at the penalties there too. The Fever was 17-8 and through again. Ariang sneaks through, sits on the transverse.
Goal defence. Far side. Yes.
I think Fever need to do a little bit more work on the prelims. They're catching a lot of the ball in a contest. There's lots of hands and arms in there, and it's the run-through of the Thunderbirds' defence. So do a little bit more early work and then come out onto the ball with maybe wait a little bit, split second longer. Come out later rather than being there too early, because that's where the Thunderbirds are coming through.
Barney obstruction wing attack.
Through with so much space in attack. All the attention is on Aitken George. And this time it comes off for the West Coast Fever. They create the doubt. Kranzberg to Ariang. The arms of the Thunderbirds causing havoc.
From the centre third, no, centre third. That's it.
Beckford through the middle. Quick one to Kranzberg. Sterling Humphrey sits in front.
Not enough on that feed by Kranzberg. It was hard and fast in there, but it's got to have a bit more lift.
Sterling Humphrey, number 1 for deflections, number 2 in the league for intercepts.
And it's that full court work, isn't it, guys? That whole team defence that builds to allow Sterling Humphrey to come through.
Williams, Wilson, Garrett, Sterling Humphrey all putting the pressure on. And Wilson, hasn't her game been impressive in attack? What she's been able to show this season so far. Aitken George. Harvey Norman replay. Teague Neal wants Fowler Nemard, finds Fowler Nemard.
Contact. Fine, he's on the hit.
Unlucky for
Thunderbirds.
Garrett. She held her position. High one to Aitken George. Out they go to Horges. The roll off, the quick footwork from Aitken George.
The body. Contact.
She just seems to be doing whatever she wants in there, Romelda Aitken George. She's got the roll off. She's staying pretty close to post, so it'd be great to see her forced out a little bit further.
Shooting at 84%, 26 to her name. 23 missing net points to Aitken George. And down the other end of the court, Fowler Nemard on 18.
Just not getting enough supply.
Horges. Back out to Garrett. It's incredibly impressive the difference one player can make in a side. We talk of Georgie Horges. She's not doing it all on her own out there, but what an incredible player she is and the impact she can have.
Just for a youngster to show so much leadership within an attacking lineup.
And rewarded for all her efforts with the Diamond Squad selection this week. The Thunderbirds throw their fists in the air. They have one play that they want out of this long court. Garrett goes up high. Wayward pass in the end. We're in the power 5. Sterling Humphrey just released it pretty much to nowhere, but Garrett smothers it down.
An opportunity here for the Fever.
11 turnovers to 3. Something Dan Ryan will be keeping a very close eye on.
And a lot of it's just been poor choice of a pass in a certain moment, elevating it too high or trying to let it go too fast rather than just having a bit more finesse on it. Goals from turnover 6 there to the Thunderbirds, only 1 to the Fever.
Aitken George getting the contact up high. Of course, putting it down and allowing herself that favourite position right on the baseline. Adding another one to the tally. The Thunderbirds out by 14. Do the Fever have an answer? Beckford
needs to get in the circle. They need her to put up a power shot.
The speed of Beckford. They eventually find Falnema. They want 2. Beckford for 2. And Sterling Humphrey flies high. Horges again through on her own. The attention only goes to Frew once she enters the circle. It could be a plan, but it's allowing a get-out-of-jail card for the Thunderbirds under pressure.
Yeah, too much time and space to be able to then assist out the front. And as we said, that quick release into Aiken George.
We're just shooting at 67%. That's why they're leaving her on her own. However, when she's becoming another feeder and Aiken George continues to shoot on her way like this.
So much volume already from Aiken George. 30 from 35 at 86%.
The mid-court from the Adelaide Thunderbirds doing a huge amount. Fowler Nemart, here we go. And again, Sterling Humphries. She's #1 for rebounds in the league for a reason. Gorgeous, the baseline drive from Aiken George. Through.
Oh, what a long-range shot. And in transition, that was Wilson looking over the mess of the Fever zone, fighting through just over the transverse line and then just being able to go 1-2 straight in.
Don't the crowd love a Suncorp super shot here at Adelaide Entertainment Centre?
Look at those missing net points. Huge numbers there from Williams and Horgus.
The engine room of the Adelaide Thunderbirds proving very, very strong in this first half. Teague Neal just finds Beckford. Thunderbirds with the last 5.
Advantage offside, centre.
And Beckford. Can she repeat? Sterling Humphrey positions at the front, gets the Thunderbirds into attack.
The defensive rebounding power of Sterling Humphrey.
Teague Neal takes a moment to steady.
Goalkeeper in the 2. Guest goal shooter.
Fowler Nemart for 2.
Both players. 2.
This time it counts. The Fever. They need as many Suncorp super shots as they can get. 12 seconds. The crowd want it in the circle. Will they force it? Wilson. Not enough on it. Cransbert gathers the scraps. And the Fever are going to run out of time. Such an impressive performance from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They win that second quarter by 10. They take their lead out to 15 goals as we go into half-time. As we scan across the court and the changes have been injected. Teague Neal into goal attack. Kelsey Brown into wing attack. Anstis into the centre. Teague Neal straight away. Across she goes. Another win to the Thunderbirds.
It's really that high pass. If the Fever just kept it low in the guts or even on the floorboards, some nice swing, triangle, bounce passes. They're giving Adelaide all the confidence in that defence end to fly.
Contact, goal defence.
We're lucky enough to be joined by the West Coast Fever coach, Dan Ryan. Dan, what have you made of that first half?
Nowhere near standard, not good enough in all parts of our game, and Thunderbirds just really tearing us apart. So we need a massive response in this next 30 minutes and a bit of a test of character for our group too.
Dan, what's probably been most frustrating so far?
Well, everything. I think our turnovers and our ability to not stay on task and not do the work required. And, you know, every time we've gained the ball, we've just been so loose in making it count down the other end. And our opposition are absolutely punishing us.
Dan, talk us through these changes that you've made. We've seen Alice in at goal attack and Kelsey on the wing.
Yep, rolling the dice. We need to make sure we get some centre pass conversion and some better connection through our mid-court. So we'll see what this one looks like.
Dan, appreciate you joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the second half a little bit more.
Cheers.
Not an easy time for a coach to join us, so we do appreciate Dan jumping on the microphone and giving the insights from that first half.
Sometimes it's really hard because, you know, you're trying to get that momentum shift, but the harder you try, the harder you fall, and you get into that quicksand, I like to call it. The harder you try, the further you sink down.
Very good point. Look at this Harvey Norman replay as Aitken George just acts like she's playing in the NBA playoffs right now.
Wilson just getting little tips in there.
Let's take a look at the Nissan net points powered by E-Power, because you don't often see it, and it's the Adelaide Thunderbirds attackers all leading the way. Horges, Williams, Aitken George and Frew, and of course Sterling Humphrey is always in the mix somewhere, but the Thunderbirds often get criticised that they don't have enough in attack to draw on. And against one of the best teams in the competition, they've got answers for everything tonight.
That is breaking.
Construction goal attack.
Frew.
Contact goal attack. Centre third. Bunny's contact centre.
Williams. Back to Frew. The penalties again continue
Contact wing. Circle
to really blow out for the Fever. Aitken George
Obstruction goalkeeper to the side.
misses the first, misses the second. Williams this time
Contact wing attack.
comes up with the rewards. Ariang, long drive from Teague Neal, puts it not in the right spot, manages to gather. Teague Neal comes up short. Wilson, only eyes for Williams.
Attack obstruction.
The Thunderbirds just getting slowed down by the defensive pressure, but it's opened up through Frew.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get out. They're looking over the mess too, so it's not only just looking for the short option. That one goes a little bit astray from Wilson, but it's sometimes looking a little bit long rather than just giving the ones right in front of you.
Anstis, captain of the West Coast Fever. They'll be looking for something from her. Great feed from Anstis. The power on the pass.
Fever.
Dan Ryan much happier with that transition from his team. I can hear him screaming out, yelling, "Find the body, find the body."
Brown, cross to Teague Neal, takes the long drive. Keeps Sterling Humphrey interested. That drive was important from Kelsey Brown.
I think they've started to go away from a bit of that depth. They were absolutely superb on it in the first quarter, the Fever. But wanting to chip, you got to let it get a bit of depth and a bit of length, not just, just got in there. It just shows when you're up and about, the confidence to just let it go from anywhere on court from the Thunderbirds. That's a great drive by Alice Teague Neal.
And Fallon Emmard creeps it in.
Come on, guys, do the work. Move those feet, Kato. Let's go. Feet, feet, feet.
That is all Dan Ryan that you can hear on our Fox Netball mic. Do the work, move your feet. Let's see how the Fever continue to respond. Aitken George. She may miss a couple, but she's certainly in there with the rebounds. Ariang, cross to Williams. Anstis looks up and over the top. The placement put Fallon Emmard under pressure.
They're really good moves by Fallon Emmard. It's going forward, dropping back, but it might be just a little bit too early before the Fever's turned their shoulders around to release it. The Fever's timing just feels a little bit disjointed. We'll see whether Dan Ryan addresses that.
And it is a HCF tactical timeout. Interestingly, it's been called by the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Yes, they're out in front, but I think they could start to feel a bit of a momentum shift. Let's take a listen into Tanya Obst.
So let's just think about, again, let's not let her get that sort of angle down the court. Yeah, okay, so if she's going to get second phase, we want to get in behind so she's being pushed up, yeah? So as soon as you meet the body, let's get that angle so she's back up court and down that angle down court, yeah? But if she does get the angle down court, let's think about what that could look like, yeah?
Yeah, sorry, just come on.
When you get it here, let's not double play you guys. Let's get this one and then we've got you on the side if we need to.
So you want me to
Does that
stay
make sense? No, I don't want you to go wide. I want you to stay through here, but if Tilly gets it here, and then George comes up, she wants to swing it to you there and then go down. Or if you've got it here, you don't need to, you stay like in 1.5 channel, yeah? Not on the sideline.
All right, one centre pass.
We're going middle.
Middle. I love it. Let's work Chess into the game. We go back to basics.
Process. Everything is process.
Process.
Let's go, Hunson on 3, 1, 2, 3, Hunting!
Oh, look at the middle centre pass coming up here for the Thunderbirds. We see Laura Sherian come into the game at wing attack, which shifts the playmaker, Georgie Horges, over to goal attack.
Plenty of noise from Dan Ryan in his huddle. He was asking his team to find defensive gains wherever they can. Goal for goal ain't gonna cut it, with his words.
From the positivity Dan Ryan had in that first quarter to now laying down the law to his side. You need the gains, you need to get back in this game. The Thunderbirds out by 17.
Got in contact, quick attack.
Teague Neild, Kelsey Brown, off she goes. Fires it down to Teague Neild. The two wing attacks combining now.
Contact ball, shooter.
And you wonder just how much shooting Teague Neild has been practicing in the background.
I love the confidence. She's turning, she's looking. But where Fowler Nembard is usually so dominant on the rebound, Sterling Humphrey has been all over that aspect today.
Fran Williams in for the intercept. Anstis back to Ariane. Brown has to take the ball high.
Great defence there by the Thunderbirds. They're shutting down the middle, really forcing Fever to the sidelines, where they're usually so creative in that middle channel and working the little give and goes.
Thunderbirds.
Just 7.5 minutes in the third. Horges fires it up again to Aiken George. The coach's dream, that centre pass, 1, 2 and in.
But I'm interested in what you think of anyone putting hands over these Thunderbirds attackers, because they are getting that direct vision straight in.
Well, I believe the Fever defensively need to really put the pressure on the centre pass. You need to see the likes of Brown and Teague Neild really flooding that transverse line to allow so much, at least if they can hold it up for 1 extra second on that centre pass, allow their defenders a chance. It's flying down, and there's not much you can do about it if you're Dehaney at goalkeeper. Sherian, no-look pass across to Horges. Williams.
Throw in.
Aiken George gets tangled. Again, Fever now.
Look at this pressing zone by the Thunderbirds. They sit off into space, but they're really active in their position, so they're hedging towards a pass, being able to get back up. We even heard Coach Kathy Fellows talking about, you know, it might be 2 steps forward, but it's a real 2 steps back and up rather than lunging for the pass.
Kathy Fellows has done an enormous work with the defenders for the Thunderbirds. Also, the newly appointed Australian under-21 coach. Fowler Nembard. 28 goals, 97%. Sherian, she's high, quick footwork. Gaining space, hits circle edge, hits Aiken George.
We're getting so close to this power 5, and it is going goal for goal in this third quarter for both teams. But this is where the Fever really need to go explosive in the last 5.
Hamsters. Nearly gets shirt fronted from Williams. Teague Neild lands on the foot of Garrett. Another one to the Fever. 14 points in it. Hannah Petty, the captain of the Adelaide Thunderbirds, standing in the substitution box. Power 5 in play. Garrett to Horges. Back out they go. Aiken George, hand high in the air. She wants it.
Great defensive pressure here by the Fever. We talked about their penalty count, but that was so good. They were in play, they were contesting, really disciplined.
And really making the Thunderbirds work hard. They settle for one through Aiken George. Anstis. Back, Brown and Anstis, back to each other they go until they find that spot. Fallon Nemad makes the executive decision, I'm going the ones.
You hear Dan Ryan go, we're going for the two.
The change, Garrett off, Wilson into goal defence, Petty onto wing defence, and Aiken George continues on her way.
Dehaney's so close. Just misjumps the timing on the rebound there.
And great timing from Williams to disrupt that, to get up well above her height. Fallon Emmard steps forward. Sterling Humphrey, high hands over.
See Lucy Austin bibbing up on the bench here for the Thunderbirds as well.
Those changes in the attack end for the Fever, you can see them starting to really gel. They're patient.
Teague Neal sitting out. Both the Thunderbirds defenders are in. Teague Neal for two. It just rims out.
Just over here. Over here.
And away they go, the Fever. This time, Fallon Emmard for two. Nothing is working in the favour of the Fever. But it all is working for the Thunderbirds as they continue on their way. Petty to Williams, over to Sherian. Austin enters the game. And straight away hits the scoreboard. Lucy Austin in by T for the Australian Diamonds. And the Fever straight to Fallon Emmard. Brown down quickly. Of course they want the two. Can she do it this time?
She's hesitant to let it go, knowing the jump of Sterling Humphrey is right there.
And the further the ball is out in that circle, the trajectory of the shot is lower. Works into the hands of Sterling Humphrey. Certainly is a threat.
Contact goal defence, outside.
Sherian
Where you are.
with the penalty pass at the top. They go up and over the top of Dehaney. The two besties for the Thunderbirds, Horges and Austin in the circle together. They always have a smile on their face when they get to be out there on the court. Brown gets smothered by Hannah Petty. It's an obstruction call.
Inside the circle.
Teague Neal drops it low. Regathers. She takes a shot this time. She makes it count.
Come on, guys, one more. Let's go, one more.
Dan Ryan, you heard it. He wants one more. There's under a minute on the clock in the third.
Obstruction goal attack.
Gorgeous. Long to Sherian.
Contact goal shooter.
Contact call against Lucy Austin. The Fever, another little win. Slowly
Chipping
creeping
away.
their way back into this game.
Two attacking calls the last two plays down there for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. And it's because the Fever are in the play, creating those pressure moments.
The Fever leading this third quarter by two. Teague Neal, and again a Suncorp super shot for Alice Teague Neal. A moment they needed. Fallon Emmard steps forward and it's one. There is 10 points the difference, Maddie Brown.
And that, you hear Dan Ryan call, is a grit moment.
Taylor Williams, of course, she's got to hang on to that ball. She'll want the centre pass starting this final quarter. Well, 10 goals in it. The Thunderbirds led the first half by 15. The Fever slowly creeping their way back. Taylor Williams gets the centre pass. Wilson flies down quickly.
Obstruction, wing attack. Beside the wing attack.
Both teams just live to play in these moments, especially knowing that we're creeping closer and closer to the finals of season 2024.
Fever, regardless of tonight's result, are guaranteed a finals berth. Depending on where they finish, obviously, will be determined with the remaining games. Thunderbirds a 98% chance, so this goes a long way to securing a spot.
Contact goalkeeper.
Dan Ryan said, sight Falanema. Brown straight away, looks, gives the ball, and is rewarded on the scoreboard. Horges. Cross to Sherian, this time Aiken George. Wasn't a lot on it for it.
Fever only sitting at 6 gains for the game. Maybe this pressure is building so they can get a little bit more hand on ball, because if they do and convert, we really do have a game on our hands.
Smart feed from Williams, lifts it high. Williams. Across to Brown. Brown sits high in the middle third. Anstis to Fowler-Nemard. It's a contact call against Fowler-Nemard as Wilson flies off the court. The pressure. Cross the court, they go to Petty.
That end of the court, they've been hot on the attacking contacts. So maybe just getting on that body a little bit quicker. Ariang, yes! Oh, so close.
So many moments this season. Ariang has come up with the intercept. Petty. Back to Wilson. Horges with the double dodge. Again to Sherian. They lift it high to Aiken George. She's been a towering presence for the Thunderbirds all game. It's Harvey Norman replay.
Not much in it, and that's what I mean. Get onto that body, maybe pause a second, and then have the release of the pass to try and avoid that being called.
The Thunderbirds are lucky with that one. There wasn't a huge amount of height on the pass. Horges with the miss.
In front of the post, that's it, keeper's out.
And Horges hits the scoreboard for the first time this game. Of course, playing a lot of the minutes at wing attack. Thunderbirds with the last 3. Williams. The Fever really getting stuck in the middle channel, and that's exactly where the Thunderbirds defenders are. They find a way through.
Great patience, though, by Williams and Ariang on that transverse line. Prepared to go from sideline to middle, trying to find a better avenue to post for the Fever.
Wilson needs to go back. Petty finds Horges. The long ball's in. Aiken George.
Instruction keeper, yes. After the pivot, yeah.
It really is the Aiken George of old. Remember when she first entered the competition with the Queensland Firebirds? She was so dominant, so strong, and continues to do that no matter how much she's been challenged over the years. Teague-Neal finds Brown from the pocket.
Contact goal defence. Step up,
It's a contact call.
Yep.
Fowler-Nemard steps forward. Sterling Humphrey, they really match each other for height.
You don't often see Fowler-Nemard off balance, so it'd have to be something there.
Williams.
The first action.
Dehaney gets called for the contact. Aiken George signals to the umpire. I'm very pleased with that call, thank you.
I'd like to see Dehaney stay on the body when the attackers turn to the post, but then come off and come around to have an attack at the pass.
Wilson sneaks in front of Anstis, not enough on it. 36 now for Fowler Nemad.
Thunderbirds.
Build it.
This crowd here at Adelaide Entertainment Centre are getting quieter, and that is why you can hear the voice of Coach Dan Ryan from the West Coast Fever.
Even though they're very much in control of this game, you do feel like there is an energy and momentum shift going the Fever way.
Perhaps a bit of worry creeping in. Teague Neal across to Fowler Nemad. They make it look easy, the Fever, in that passage of play, and there's the two coaches. They're giving nothing away to us right now, but I'm sure they're both desperate to secure the 4 points. Teague Neal swings it right across the circle. Petty goes.
Oh, bullet pass from Brown into Fowler Nemad.
Thunderbirds.
Eyes were down by the Thunderbirds.
There's 10 in it. Horges sneaks around the front. Aitken George really trying to find a body. And Horges gets it off her hands quickly. The shortest player in the circle, sitting 172 centimetres.
That was a better play from the Thunderbirds off the centre passes. They get a turnover here. One of the big calls they were asking at three-quarter time is to find depth. It's something they've struggled since Horges came into goal attack. She keeps sitting up a little bit high, so watch for that.
Petty, captain of the Thunderbirds, bringing in the calmness. Sherian to Horges. Still 8 minutes 20 on the clock.
It's inside the circle.
You really get the feeling both sides are waiting for this power five.
Yes.
Probably the Fever to see what damage they can do, and it's a replay ball from Georgie Horges.
No, it's a repossession. That's
It's a critical error for the goal attack with the Thunderbirds when every moment like this counts. Teague Neal.
That combination of Brown and Teague Neal, it might be something that we haven't seen at SSN that often or ever, but it is a combination that has come through the Victorian pathway a lot. So they have a really good understanding. We see Ariane pick up another one here.
The Fever, they're keen to get on with it. Williams fumbles. She can't stay on side. Thunderbirds have been told to reset. Petty waves her hands in the air, just saying, everyone calm.
Take a breath.
Really, you look at the Thunderbirds, they're out by 10. They shouldn't be the ones panicking right now. Sherian. She steadies. Horges swoops along the baseline. Only eyes for Aitken George. It comes off this time. It can get dangerous though without the other options, and Tanya Holmes just takes a breath. That, ladies and gentlemen, just shows the tension and the pressure in this game right now. And Wilson allows Tanya to breathe a sigh of relief. Sherian, the pressure from Dehaney. Dehaney's footwork, they're moving quick.
They're still setting off in that box. Defence the Fever, trying to hunt, trying to have a crack at anything they can get. But it's the smarts by the Adelaide Thunderbirds in attack.
There's our miss and net points. Powered by E-Power. Taylor Williams on your screen. She's leading the way on 114. Georgie Horges on 90. It is a HCF tactical timeout, eagerly called by Kelsey Brown. Let's take a listen.
Last 6 and a bit minutes here. Every single centre pass defence, back in your wall, sit in the front position. Kelsey and Alice flood. All right, 5 on the ball. As soon as we get 5 on the ball moment, we're going to have to be brave and fly at something. All right, no accumulated build of pressure. We need balls. All right. And then we're going to have to be super aggressive in our super shot. 2 super shot threats from the start. Make sure our build-up is normal and very assertive, and then back ourselves in our shots, all right? Anytime we get ball, guys, the behaviour is the most important. Get on it, turn, give, pass, cut, all right? Can do this. Work rate needs to go up again, all right? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
with the work rate. They have to work even another notch up in attack. And as he said, in defence, it's not about accumulated pressure. You've got to start flying for ball. And that snowball effect that we talk, have a fly. You might not get it, but it might just be the next person having a crack to try and get some game ball, because it's the only way they're going to get in this contest and win.
Listening into the Thunderbirds huddle, it sounded like Tanya Oakes was giving Laura Sheridan some dance moves. She was saying quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow, but I think that's all about change of pace.
I would have liked to see the demo of that one. Horges remains in that goal attack position. Sherian straight up the middle. Horges swoops around the Fever defenders. Then they go high.
Keep her on the take. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Keep us out.
Every single one counts. The Thunderbirds out by 13. Wilson, time to perfection. She pounced on it. Another one disrupted for the West Coast Fever.
Obstruction, goalkeeper. It's obstruction.
Horges, 2 in a row. Just in this quarter, the Thunderbirds leading by 4. Of course, the West Coast Fever on that third quarter by 5. Here's our score breakdown on your screens. As Aiken George rolls off, does a pirouette in the air.
Contact goal defence.
It's blocked by
Goal
Dehaney,
defence.
but thanks to the penalty of Williams, she'll re-attempt. And the Thunderbirds out by 15.
Fever have no option but to go for the super shot.
The Power 5 in play. Keep an eye on that white arc.
Bunch offside. Bunch obstruction.
Here we go, Fowler Nemard. 1 to her name today. Make that 2 Suncorp super shots. It just creeps in.
Dripped in.
Lauren Fruit sitting next to Tanya Obst. Will we see a change? Horges stands still, straight across to Williams. Up and over the top to Aiken George.
Dehaney was superb in round 6. You can see that the Thunderbirds did their homework to try and nullify her impact at all.
Brown. Teague Neal faced with hands over pressure. There's too much on it. And it flies over the baseline. Dan Ryan has his head in his hands. Williams, huge ball to Sheridan. And they simply just lifted over the top of the Fever defence. Sherian. It's a fumble. Williams dives on the loose ball. Petty goes flying. Ariang shocked, but wins the ball. Anstis, cross to Brown. Of course they want a 2. Can they find the space to get a 2? A crown they go. Petty, hands in. Teague Neal, she settles. It's a stepping call. The Fever are trying everything, and their last option now is to bring Olivia Wilkinson back into the game.
Frew and Austin also on in the attack for the Thunderbirds here as they come down again.
Austin lands in the 2. Takes the 1 though, straight to Frew. And the Thunderbirds out by 16. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Wilson, right place, right time.
She telegraphed that one to Jess Andrus laterally. Latanya Wilson.
No forward pressure from the Fever. Instead, Austin goes straight over the top.
Listen to the crowd erupt.
Thank you very much, Lucy Austin. Her coach is stoked. The team is stoked, and the Pink Army here at Adelaide Entertainment Centre are loving every second of this final quarter. 2 minutes. The Thunderbirds well and truly in control. They're up by 18 on the scoreboard.
Williams with a little hand in there.
We're going to set it beside the centre properly.
Fever through to Haney. Amstis. Wilkinson back into the game. Brown urging her. Move on quickly. We need to go.
Obstruction, circle edge. Obstruction first. Outside the circle.
Every second counts. And the time is still going. Brown just lifts it up. Fallon Emmard. And she gets blocked by Sterling Humphrey. Look at the joy on Sterling Humphrey's face.
Our goalkeeper is obstruction.
The crowd don't love that it was called obstruction in the end.
It was the wave defence.
But the rebound comes the way of the Thunderbirds. And they're really going to enjoy this final minute. This season, they moved their games to Adelaide Entertainment Centre because they knew they could pack it out. The reigning premiers continue to push in season 2024.
A result I don't think anyone would have predicted at the start of the match.
Every single player on the Thunderbirds bench has taken the court. Every single player on the Fever bench has taken the court. Brown, straight into the hands of Hannah Petty. And that sums up the night for the West Coast Fever. Lucy Austin, unsure. Remember round 6, it came down to this shot from Lucy Austin. She misses. But the Adelaide Thunderbirds reign supreme. What a performance from the reigning premiers tonight here in front of their home crowd. From being down and out last week to being simply unstoppable this week. Always such huge love, the Jamaicans. There's 6 of them out on court tonight.
Congrats Sunday on Aussie selection and Fran on England as well. And anyone else that I've missed. Thunderbirds, 3 cheers for Fever. Yep. Right. Well done.
Hannah Petty congratulating the newly appointed squad members for the Dimes and also the English Roses. As there's plenty of hugs between the Adelaide Thunderbirds players.
And we know, even with those squad selections, it's not at the forefront of your mind, but it's nice to rest easy knowing that you're in it. And it doesn't matter whether it's your first or your 5th time, they're all important.
Such special moments. And more special moments continue as we get down to Em Beaton, our player of the match, powered by Arnold's Vitaweed.
I'm with Taylor Williams. Taylor, what a performance from you, from your team. Last week, 10-goal loss to the bottom team, the Firebirds. You turn it around with an 18-goal win against the ladder leaders. How did you do this?
I think we just like to make it hard for ourselves, to be honest. No, I think we were really disappointed with our efforts last week, and right from the get-go, we didn't play how we wanted to play. So we had a good hard look at what we wanted to do for the rest of the season and know that Fever have been at the top of the ladder all year and know they're an incredible team. So we had our work cut out for us, but yeah, making sure we go back to what we know works for us.
You personally had 128 miss and net points. You led the court. Attack and defence, you were superb. Tell me about your confidence coming into this game.
Wasn't the best, if I'm honest. No, look, I didn't have my best game last week and was probably pretty disappointed with that. So the beauty of this is we get to go again the next week. So controlling what I can control, and I know helps with the girls around me, but yeah, playing what I can do, I guess, and just going back to trying to, do what I do.
Well, congrats on the win in front of this sellout crowd. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Such brilliant honesty from Taylor Williams. Don't you love it? She said she was down on confidence last week. It was hard to get back out there tonight and play her role, but play her role she did. Let's take a look at the match summary, Mads, and what really differs from these sides. We knew the penalties were high for the Fever. at half-time. How do you see it all now?
Yeah, well, once again, the penalty's a lot higher for the Fever compared to the Thunderbirds. Turnovers just a couple in it, you know, shooting percentage very same, but the gains for me, look at that, 19 to the Thunderbirds, only 9 to the Fever. And it was also their conversion of those gains. The Thunderbirds sitting at 63% with the Fever only 44. So it's just those opportunities when they come, you've got to make them count.
Now, of course, the ladder. As it sits, the West Coast Fever now with their second loss for the season. The Adelaide Thunderbirds are creeping up and you would think would have secured their spot in that Final Four with their performance tonight if all things go to plan for the rest of the season for them. A hugely important and season-defining win for the Adelaide Thunderbirds as they triumph over the West Coast Fever. It's a 15-goal win to the Adelaide Thunderbirds.